Good morning, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to my channel Bhageshri Tech. And in this video, I am covering the interview question, that is practical question, I will say. And in that, what the coding question they ask, and how to implement, what is the approach we have to be take. All this information, all the things we are going to be discuss here. And this is the question what I'm sharing here. That is asked in product-based company. So and also some of the service based company also they are using, so please uh, go through this whole video, you will understand properly. So first we'll start from that .NET Core and .NET 10 related questions and how practical question they are asking with the coding things. First of all, they will provide one link where you have to be use those link and open. After that you will see one of the pop-up window, and in that window you have to be submit your basic information. After that, in the next button you will get all this coding question where we have to be write, where we have to be select some of the option. They will give us some scenario over there, so we have to be checked like that. Okay, so our first question will be implement in memory cache with expiration thread set. So they are given this question, we have to be write the answer, and they will ask, don't give the theoretical answer, they want in the practical execution, practical coding question. So you have to be write these functions. What happen, we have to be create one of the class memory cache service, naming that, and we are assigning key and value. And we already know what is the cache, we are using the cache in the key value format. So same here, we are utilizing those things and creating the dictionary with assigning the key value type, and after that we will set those key value with this set method. After that, after setting, we have to be get those things, so we will again create the get method, and whatever the value we have, first we set the default one, and again we will check with the key value, whatever the key value we have, from that we have to be check. And we are checking here with the expiration date and current time or current date now, and if it is exist, it is returning to, otherwise false. And in the interview points, already we mentioned here, we are using the concurrent dictionary. Because of that, it is a thread safe, and it have handle expiration logic, and the time complexity, I will say space complexity, we have bigger of 1, and it can extend with the background cleanup. So that's why this is the approach, this is the data dictionary we are using for this function in the cache with expiration. So this is the better answer for the coding point of view. Thread safe, memory utilization, all this thing is covering from this function. Next we have implement custom middleware in the ASP.NET Core. First we have to know what is the middleware, and if you give the answer on the middleware, then they will ask, okay, what is the middleware and types of middleware. If you know, you can give, and then after that they will give the question on that, what is the custom middleware, how you are creating or how you are utilizing anywhere in your project. As per their requirement, they will ask. So for me, they ask about the custom middleware. So we can create the custom middleware that execute the request or maintaining the request for execution time. So simply we have to be write one of the class with the request timing middleware, whatever the things we are handling, that name we are mentioning in that middleware, and creating the one member, that is with the help of request delegate. This is the very crucial parameter, I will say. And after that we are creating the constructor and passing those request delegate option to our next constructor option or parameter value. Then after that we are using the task, which is asynchronous manner, and invoking those method things and passing the HTTP context. What is the HTTP context? Context is nothing but holding the information between communication from one point to another point. So from that we have to be pass those information with the help of request delegate. So similarly we are doing here. After passing we are stop and we are writing was last middleware in the millisecond. Whatever the timing execution time is taking over, just we are capturing and representing in our console. After that we have to be use this custom middleware in our startup dot or program.cs file to utilize whatever we have to be used. And if you are more seniority level, you can at this point also like use iLogger instead of the console, add correlation id and push the application inside or elk. So that is for the more seniority level. This will be I will say sugar plus point. Okay, after that they will ask have you worked on the ef core query. If you done anything on that, you mention yes, otherwise no, because they will give lots of code right now in the market. Most of the code we are using with the help of ef core. No one is writing right now in the edo.net. Everyone is using the ef core functionality and they have to be question on that. So they are asking if you are using the ef core query, then what is the performance over there and how, if you have some performance issue, how you are handling. For the example, this is the variable user. We have context.user.toList, and in this we have a performance issue. How you make the better thing? Like it is simple thing, but you have to be give the proper with the practical coding answer. See, the question is like they will ask from the fundamental to then hard level. But if this is the simple level, if you are not able to get the answer properly, this will be bad impact and they will reject you. So for that, how we can do that? We can create await context.user as no tracking. As no tracking is a main parameter, main functionality I will say. Because of this, our optimization will be speed, or I will say the performance issue will be increased. Not a issue like performance optimization will be increased. And after that we are using the projection, and in that whatever the column value we want to be display or represent we can mention here. So because of this the performance will be going to be increased, because we are not using the whole column, we are specifying what column name or what is the column value we are going to be return. And after that we are returning in the asynchronous manner, not synchronous manner. So it is a best version, optimized version. And each and every time whatever we are using they will ask again in that what is the mean of astro tracking, what is the projection here, what is the async here. Okay, and if you want to be more optimized one level ahead, if you are more senior, you can add like add index at db level and use the compile query for repeated execution. So this will be a better answer for the seniority. But if you are a experience having a 2 to 6 or 2 to 5 like that, it will be a great answer. Next we have implement the producer consumer pattern question. First they will ask you know pattern. If you say yes, then they will ask how many times your work. If you mention single, adapter, producer consumer, factor and all this whatever you mention, they will listen properly, and after that they will pick one of the pattern and you have to write the code on that. So for my case they will pick up the code on the pick up producer consumer pattern, because right now everyone is used to about a singleton design pattern. They are not asking on that. They are asking right now in the market some different, some more complexity over there. So producer consumer pattern, one of them, you have to be write the answer on that pattern. So what we have to be write the code in using the thread safe producer consumer. In this what happened, one of the producer, one of the consumer. Like in the real time scenario, we have a YouTube, we are subscribing, and whatever the channel we are using, that is producer. So similarly, we have to write the code also. You can see we have a producer consumer classes. In that we are creating one of the queue parameter queue member, and after that we are creating the function produce, and in that we are adding our item in the queue. That item we have from 0 to 10, and after that whatever we are adding in the queue, we are just representing or writing in our console.write line. After that we are completing. Next, we are producing. Right now we have to be consumed. So how we are consuming? We have to be consumed via the queue. Whatever the value we are what is the variable name we are created, using those variable name we have to get those value whatever the we are assigned in the produce section. So from the queue dot get consuming enumerable, we are just writing consume item here. That's it. And if you are more again senior level, they will ask, you have to explain back pressure, and you can mention some channel in the modern.net or the manual logs over there. So this is the some seniority, but as a 2 to 6 or 2 to 5 you will be get this answer. For me it is a some senior level, that's why they are adding all these things, we are having to answer on that points. Next we have implement the retry logic with the poly. Poly is one of the very important thing in the .NET core, which is providedly and every time we are using, and this is basically used for the retry mechanism. It means when we are application, sometimes you see we are getting the issues or we are getting the response uh, after a long time, like we are waiting for the 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, still that data is not coming. So for those things we are handling from this retry mechanism with the help of poly. So we are giving here three count over there or 5 count over there, whatever the count you want to maintain you can mention here, and access on that we have to be wait for those time or those count and return the response over there. And interviewer like very smart, they will ask exponential back off circuit breaker pattern also over there. We have to avoid the retry strong. So all this point they will additionally ask on this thing. So I mentioned here. Next we have deadlock. How deadlock happen first time and how we prevent those deadlock. So why it is a bad first of all. So you can see one of the example they mentioned. This is the variable result, and we are getting the data from the get data async dot result. So is it correct? Is it bad? They will ask. Okay, whatever the suggestion you will give, you have to give the answer why. So for me, I give them this. It is a bad because it caused the deadlock in ASP.NET because it is synchronization context and it is a block thread, and for performance or avoiding those things we have to be use the await get data asynchronous manner. Because we are using the await, we have to be use the async, that's why we are using. And for this or more seniority level you can use configure await false in the library code. That's it. Next, after rate limiting, we have after retry we have to be rate limiting also. So in the rate limiting again, it is a token bucket implementation. I will say we are again like holding for the certain time. Basically for that purpose mainly we are using, and it is basically implement in the .NET 7 plus. and basically using the distributed cache Redis for the multi-instance app. So this is the one of the example on that. And as I mentioned, that was product based company. So after this, they will ask system design. It is a very important. They will mention some of the topics like some stock market app, some e-commerce app, whatever they will want, they will ask. So for my case, they were asking for the payment API because one of the my project related to payment over there. So that's why they were asking how the architecture was there and what is the contribution over there, your point of view, and how you scale, how you maintain logging and error, like lots of question on that topic. So whatever the architecture you are implemented, you have to proper understanding. You have to give the one by one each and everything from the like zero to finish level. We have to mention a clean architecture, and for my project I was having a clean architecture properly. I mentioned that, explained that. Then we are used in that project CQRS, idempotency key, distributed cache, retry and circuit breaker, database transaction, event driven architecture, RabbitMQ or Kafka, whatever you are using. For my case I was using the Kafka, so I mentioned on that. So this is the like more scenario with the help of, I will say, the coding question they are testing over there. And I will say from this interview experience, actually they are looking into how you are understanding each and every fundamental point, architecture, if anything wrong is going on from the application side or app side, how you are handling those things, how you are maintaining those things, because you are a whole and sole owner of those product or that model. You have to be contribute properly. You are working as an individual contributor. So in that point of view, you have to be know all these things. Do you understand the threading? Do you optimize the EF query? Can you design a scalable API? Do you think about the observability? Like this is the question they were asked because they are expecting this type of things from their point of view, from our point of view also. So basis on that, whatever we response over there, we have to give whatever the experience I have in my project or you have in your project. You have to give the honest answer. Don't make mistake, like don't make the false narration over there, because they are also very smart. They will know whatever the things you are doing correctly or not. So be confident, do more coding, do your hand dirty, do lots of things practicing over there, so you will be a great I will say the developer. So this is about that questions and all, and I hope you like these questions and answers and interview experience, and we'll meet you in the next video. Till then, bye, happy learning, happy coding, and please like, share, subscribe this channel. Meet you in the next video. Bye.